Welcome to Bearcat Update. I'm your host, Jenny James. Although walking through the campus of Northwest Missouri State will remind you of the ice hockey rink in Pyeongchang, the Northwest Missouri sports must go on. First, we start off with Northwest Missouri State basketball teams. Thursday, the teams traveled to Lindenwood University and the ladies fell 51-84. With that loss, the women are knocked out of the MIAA playoff contention. The men picked up their 23rd win of the season, securing a bye in the first round of the MIAA tournament. Saturday, the teams traveled to Jefferson City to round out their regular season against Lincoln University. Northwest already has a win at home against Lincoln, trying to get one on the road. Early in the game, the ladies swing it around the key, McAndrews to Kylie Coleman, and she knocks down the three. Bearcats go up early. Later, McAndrews to Jalen Haggard. Haggard off the ball screen, step back, that's 3 more points. Haggard again at the top of the key. She knocks down another 3. Haggard carries the Bearcats in this one. The Lady Bearcats win 76-65. Jalen Haggard puts up 30 points, shooting 6 of 8 from behind the arch. Tanya Meyer dropped in 19 in her final game as a Bearcat. The Northwest men were also in action in Jeff City. Northwest aiming to clinch the #1 seed in the MIAA tournament, and Lincoln University trying to pick up home court in the first round. Bearcats trying to pick up their 23rd win of the year. Early in the game, Brett Doherty pounds the ball into the paint, hits a diving Xavier Kurth for an easy 2. Bearcats take control of the game early. Later, Justin Pitts to Kurth. Kurth diving out of bounds, holds his composure out to Joey Wittes. Wittes knocks down the 3. This time, Pitts again attacking. The rim throws up the floater. He finished with 13 points. Justin Pitts down to Brett Doherty. Pump fake, gets the defender. 2 points, Bearcats. Northwest goes on to win this one 73-55. Joey Wittes led the team with 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Xavier Kurth put up 14 with 7 boards. After the game, Coach McCollum talked about winning a 5th straight MIAA title and what that means heading into the postseason.
Well, we've won 5 in a row, and I don't think people quite understand in today's day and age to have that kind of consistency year in and year out. When you're taking people's best shots, you have injuries, you're facing those types of things, and we're able to win.
The men's team will be back in action on Friday from Municipal Arena for the second round of the MIAA tournament. They will take on either Pitt State or Lincoln University. Switching gears, the Bearcat baseball team was also in action this weekend. The team traveled to Emporia State. The Bearcats took the first game 3-2 in a thrilling 14-inning contest. The Bearcats picked up their 5th win of the season in the second game of the day, 7-6. The baseball team will be away next week at Fort Hays for a 3-game series. We're going to take a quick break, but stick around. We've got Spoof Hound basketball right around the corner. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm Jenny James. Sunday, the Northwest Athletics Department hosted the Midwest Adaptive Sports wheelchair basketball team. A Northwest team filled with student athletes took on the Paralympic gold medalists. Our own Nolan Brooks was there to catch up with some of the players and get the reactions to the event.
Here at Northwest, sports are a culture. But what happens when you put the athletes who compete in them in a game of wheelchair basketball? I caught up with the guys at Midwest Adaptive Sports and Devontae Mosby to find out.
So Macy Williams came to me with the event. She's kind of the mastermind behind it all. And I just came alongside her and helped her out. The vision of it and the idea to have them come up to us and as rich as our sports culture here, just kind of step into their shoes, just kind of got me hyped from the start. So.
Wheelchair basketball director Matt Bolig was very happy with how the event turned out overall.
Yeah, so I'm the director of basketball, or wheelchair basketball at Midwest Adaptive Sports. I was approached by a couple friends that we'd met in the past at some of our other events. They invited me out, so that would be a great idea. So I contacted Scott Nielsen here. And they pretty much took care of everything, whether it was the fundraising or just kind of putting the whole event together. The student staff, student athletes also, did a great job. And I just showed up and played. It was awesome.
Bill Brooks, the Adaptive Sports president, looks forward to the partnership between Northwest and Adaptive for many years to come.
It's in talking with the folks, it's something that we want to continue. Hopefully make an annual event out of, maybe during the basketball season, whenever the men's and women's teams are playing at that time. We're also discussing coming back up maybe later on in April to do wheelchair softball event to show that during maybe after one of the softball or baseball games here on campus as well. So yeah, it's one of the programs I think that we'll be able to expand. Also, potentially talking about having a youth basketball, wheelchair basketball tournament here later on into March. So I think there'll be a lot of continued efforts with Northwest and Midwest Adaptive.
Whether you're in a wheelchair or on your feet for sports, the passion never changes. For Bearcat Update, I'm Nolan Brooks.
Thanks, Nolan. The Maryville basketball teams traveled to Hamilton for the Class 3 District 16 tournament. Jake Wright was there to catch all the action.
Maryville travels to Hamilton, Missouri to take on Penny in the District 16 Class 3 semifinals. First quarter, Serena Sundell with the floater opens up the scoring for the Spoof Hounds. Moments later, Cassie Moore knocks in the jumper. The Hornets take back the lead. Next quarter, the road team hanging around. Emma Baldwin, money. The junior cashing in for 3. Maryville down by 2. Late in the half, with time running out, Noah Ford throws up the prayer, and she got it. Get out of town. The buzzer beater gives the Hornets a 28-26 lead, heading into the break. Third quarter, Sundell, right-handed, left-handed, it doesn't matter, brings the score back to within 5. Noah Ford, cooler than the other side of the pillow, buries the 3 and extends the Hornets' lead heading into the 4th. The Spoof Hounds still fighting. Sundell finishes with a game-high 33 points, but that wouldn't be enough, as Penny holds on to win this one, 64-55.
Well, one of the things that we've emphasized with the girls is that, you might get outplayed, but don't get outworked. And I didn't think tonight we got outworked. We might got outplayed in some areas of the game. Like, for example, I thought Hamilton did an excellent job in both games we played, hitting their foul shots, and it was the difference in the game.
Definitely. I was very happy with our season. I think that we kind of got on the low end of it whenever we got lower than 10 points, and I wish we would have came back and won, but it doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that we've improved after every year, and this was our best year.
Maryville finishes the season with a 9-12 record. For Bearcat Update, I'm Jake Wright.
Maryville men's team was also in Hamilton for districts. They won their first game 68-33, the second 52-41, and Saturday they played in the district championship game. The host team, Penny High School, facing the Hounds. We start early in the first. Tate Oglesby goes all the way with the left hand, bucket, and the foul. Oglesby again. Like taking candy from a baby. No issues for the Spoofs. 11-2 run right out of the gate. The Maryville faithful love the hot start. Later, LaTroy Harper drives, blocked by Jalen Sundell, but Ryan Cook helps out, draws the foul, converts on the free throw. But Oglesby says that's cute. Goes on another break on his way to 17 on the night. Coach Steckline telling his guys to stay aggressive. Maryville up big, and guess who's going on the attack? Oglesby drives and scores. Hounds win this one 62-52. Oglesby led all scorers with 17 points. The Spoof Hounds play next in Excelsior Springs against St. Paul Lutheran for the first round of the MISHA playoffs. We are going to take one last break, but stick around, we have more to come. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm Jenny James. The Northwest soccer team has experienced some changes in the past couple months, changing leadership at the top and bringing in freshman recruits. Our reporter Becca Ross caught up with the team to discuss the new changes.
The Northwest Missouri State's women's soccer team welcomes a brand new head coach, Mark Gordon.
I thought about the culture, being around that experience. I've had opportunities to go to postseason and the round of 16, but really haven't gotten beyond that part. So the interest of that culture of winning and seeing if I can tap into that and bring a program to that level.
Recently, Coach Gordon has been recruiting for the season. although he sees the whole team as his 2018 recruiting class.
Everybody has a clean slate, so to speak, and are earning spots and positions, and it's all about preparation and the things that they're doing. So for me, the 18 class of freshmen or new students is just trying to blend and be a part of the existing team.
A returning Bearcat soccer player, sophomore Natasha Zimbutsi, is excited for the new coach and shared her thoughts.
I have very positive and confident thoughts about the new coach with his background and experience and knowledge of the game that he's so far provided in the short amount of time he's been with us. And I think me and a lot of the other girls are very excited to have this fresh new start and just like with something different, someone different, and his philosophies.
While it may be off-season, the girls are still putting in hard work to get ready for the fall.
Right now we're going through workouts with Joe Q and Dakota down in the weight room. So those are Monday mornings, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And then we're having practices just when our coach is available so far with the transition of everything.
Ready to take on his first season as a Bearcat, Coach Gordon is set to push his team to be the best they can be.
I want them to believe in each other. I want them to play unafraid. I want them to be out of their comfort zone. And I want to be that team that we're kind of the wild card and the unexpected.
With a 7-10 season behind them, the Northwest women's soccer team is ready for a fresh new start. For Bearcat Update, I'm Becca Ross.
Thanks, Becca. The Northwest softball team had this week off, but the team is about to get into the full swing of its schedule, playing every week until the end of the semester. So before the team gets too busy, we've invited senior Rebecca Meyer in for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. Thanks for joining us, Rebecca.
Not a problem.
So you guys are sitting at 3-5 so far. How do you think the season is going so far?
We've played a lot of tough teams, so our record doesn't really show exactly how we've been playing, but coming in with a lot of new people in positions and a strong pitching staff, I think we're going to have a team to come after here once conference starts. And I think 3-5 is an okay start for the teams we played, but it definitely doesn't show how hard we've worked over the winter and whatnot, so we're excited to boost that up a little bit starting this weekend.
You had a couple double headers last week, and so when preparation comes for that, how is that different than preparing for a normal game?
Well, so we usually for conference we'll play double headers, so it helps, but in the beginning of the year we're not used to playing double headers right off the bat, so it's kind of hard. Like, you get pretty tired once that second game comes around, but we prepare mentally, like, and physically in the workout room for that. So our coach will make us run and hit tired and whatnot. So that definitely helped a lot this year and with those long games we've been playing.
You've had a pretty good career yourself here at Northwest. You hit about over 300 last year, and so now going into your senior season, what are some of your goals and what would you like to do here before you're done?
As a team goal, we really want to make it to regionals this year. I mean, we pushed hard last year and we just missed the cut, but as a personal goal, I just want to leave the team better than I came in, and that's been true so far, so I'm hoping to really just help offensively and defensively. I have 2 new girls in the field with me at second and third, just to my left and right, so I've been trying to coach them and help them out as much as I can, because when I was a freshman, sophomore, starting in those positions, it was a bit scary. So I'm definitely trying to take the leader position this year and really fit the shoes of the girls who led me when I was that young. So.
You mentioned being a leader and being a senior, you kind of have to take on that role. So what else would you say that you really do to try to step into that leadership position?
I try to keep everyone pretty positive. I guess people would say I'm kind of like the jokester of the team and whatnot. So I definitely try and make sure they don't have to be happy all the time, but they want to be there, and it has to be fun. And for me, I always love to dance out there on the field and keep people loose and ready to play and keep going. So that's pretty much what I try to do this year, and try and be with them outside of softball too, because school's tough. Being a student athlete is tough, and I get that. I'm a science major, so I have a busy schedule all the time. So coming in and trying to adjust to that is a hard thing to do. So I'm definitely there for them in that way as well as on the field. So,
being from Northern Illinois, what made you decide to come to Northwest?
I get that question a lot, and I honestly have to answer with the family feel. We came out here for my tour, and I talked with Coach Anderson, and I mean, one thing that made me laugh is I'm from Chicago, so I mean, you lock your doors at night and you whatnot. So my dad always asked the question. He's like, "Well, like how's the safety around here?" Because parents are concerned about that. And my coach was like, "Well, I have 4 kids, all under, the age of 6 at the time, and we don't keep our doors locked at night." And that was something that just was like, all right, yeah. And I kind of fell in love with the school, and I mean, the science program here is great, so that helps a lot. So I really just love that family feel, and the teammates here have been awesome. So that helps on top of everything else that's great about this school.
You mentioned being a science major, so what would you say your goals are for after Northwest?
Yeah, right now I'm still figuring it out. I've applied to a couple of grad schools and looked into that and doing the graduate assistant side of it, but I think I really want to start my career off and go into like the Environmental Protection Agency and kind of see where that road leads, but I'd really like to work in the field. That's like my main goal right now. So we'll see what gets back to me. So hopefully coming up here in March, I can kind of have my shoes on when I get out of here and see what happens. But yeah, we'll see.
It's definitely very exciting. Well, that's all the time we have for today on Coach's Corner. Thank you for joining us, Rebecca.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. I'm Jenny James. Northwest Track and Field has had a pretty successful indoor season. The team has broken multiple school records and won countless medals. This weekend, the team competed in their first postseason meet. Our track insider, Juwan Bush, was at the meet.
Kevin Schultz has had a really good season this year in the heptathlon, indoor, and in high jump. But for this conference, he's doing both, and he's going to try and break the school record in both events.
With the new school record, I'm ranked 7th right now behind 6 autos. Conference 2nd behind Tanner McNutt, which he's a 2-time runner-up national champion. So I think I'm definitely going to compete with him. I mean, not a lot of guys can compete with him on the national level, and I think I'm very capable to hang with a guy like that, and I'm excited to see where it takes me.
After the long 2-day grueling competition of the heptathlon, Kevin Schultz ended up getting 3rd place in the conference, ranking him very high in the nation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you walk away from a multi, there's always things you could have done better and things you could take away from it. But I think at times I need to sit back and realize, like, actually I did something good for once. And not because with me, I get worked up and I'm just like, man, I could have done better. But with that performance, I was pretty happy with it.
But after the 2-day competition, Kevin Schultz comes the last day of the conference meet, and Kevin Schultz is still hungry as he comes and plays 2nd in high jump.
Oh yeah, high jump's my baby. This last weekend at UNL, I came away with a new PR and evened the school record at 6'11.5". Man, it was hype. It was exciting. I mean, going into the competition, it was the longest high jump competition I've ever participated in my life. I took shots at the auto bar, which the auto bar is the #1 mark in the nation right now. So, I mean, knowing that makes me confident that I could be the best in the nation at the event I do if I clear that bar going forward. So.
And Kevin Schultz had an outstanding weekend at conference, but now he's focused on going to nationals and trying to get that national title and bring it home to Maryville. And for Bearcat Update, I'm Juwan Bush.
Thanks, Juwan. The Northwest tennis team starts their season this week in Springfield, Missouri. The team is peppered with players from all over the world, from Argentina to Egypt. Our reporter Maria Babcock spent some time with the team to find out how they adapt to each other.
The Northwest Missouri State tennis team is one of the most unique teams at Northwest. Both the men and women's teams consist of players from all over the world. Team captains Joseph Altman from Costa Rica and Tanya Terrell from Spain talk about what it's like being on a team with people from so many different backgrounds.
We're all from different cultures. We're all here like pretty much on our own, like away from our family, so we all have like our little family between us. So it's like really fun and nice to get to know people from all over the world.
Well, it's nice and it's hard sometimes because like most of the people is from Spain or speaking countries, so it's kind of hard when we are like all around, the language is not the same, and then everybody try to work in a different way that they are used in their countries.
Out of all 18 players on both teams, there is only one American, Tess Lovick. She explains how she loves this experience.
It's definitely a new experience in the best way possible. It's really cool to see so many different types of cultures and so many different types of people come together and be friends, and it gives me just a different perspective on people.
Many of the athletes come from Northwest because of a connection from their home country. Northwest's competitive atmosphere around all sports is also attractive to athletes.
My coach from Costa Rica, he actually played here. He was number 1 30 years ago. He's a Hall of Famer, and he got me in contact with coach. And after I had 3 options, but this one was the best, where I got the best scholarship and I think the best team, so I chose Northwest.
I came here because like the sport environment was really good. Like I noticed about the football and like basketball teams, so like the environment with athletics were pretty nice, and I like that.
There are several cultural differences between each of the players and American culture, from food to personality.
Food, it's hard. When we are traveling, we miss a lot, like our home food.
Someone might say something that we might take as offensive, but they're just being honest and trying to help us.
We have a guy, he's from Germany. He's a lot more like serious, like cold, let's say. He's super nice, but his personality is different. Then we have the people from Spain and Argentina. They're more like laughing, like more like relaxed per se.
Team bonding is made a priority for the team with so many cultural differences.
Like getting activities, having team dinners, going to the lake all together, like those kind of things, like start building a relationship, like a friendly relationship, and that you see it when we go to the tournaments that we spend like a week on, like all together. You see it there, like the camaraderie is starting to step up.
This team is a special one for Northwest Athletics. The relationships created will push them to success as they head into their season. Reporting for Bearcat Update, I'm Maria Babcock.
Thanks, Maria. That's all the time we have, but first it's time for my top 3. Friday, the men's basketball team travels to Kansas City for the second round of the MIAA tournament. Bearcat women's and men's tennis teams kick off their season this week, and the Maryville High School boys basketball plays in the first round of the MISHA tournament. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Bearcat Update. You can follow us on Twitter at BearcatUpdate_8, or watch all of our previous episodes on YouTube at KNWT8. Thanks for watching and have a great night. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Bearcat Update. You can catch last week's episode over here and all our previous episodes down here. Check it out.